Hello, 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 hello again. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Boop, put that there. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters! Oh, I am needing to get my doodle pad. My doodle pad. I've been like out and asleep and out and asleep and out and asleep and hello KU and asleep and out and asleep. And then what else have I been doing? I've been out and then asleep. Did I say those two things? I'm pretty sure I said those two things already. I have drooned. No, I've not drooned. Give me that. Capacity. Gray. It do be Monday. Today is Monday. I didn't stream like at all this weekend. I did like 20 minutes of Death Stranding and then I had to stop that stream because I had to pass out. And then I proceeded to turn the stream off and then slept for like 12 hours. I've been the words I'm looking for. Hello, Abby, and welcome. I've been stuck in my own head for like what's today? I don't like being stuck in my own head. Not fun. Not good. Not good to be stuck in your head. And I've just been what was I talking about? No, but I've been losing it. Yo, it's almost 5 p.m. for me. Well, I'm glad it's not 3 a.m. for you, Abby. Because then you'd be up really late. Whoop, zoop. Right now, I'm just trying to get my bearings. My bearings. What do I want to doodle? To doodle myself? The void. I miss my reverb dial. I used to have a dial, and when I said void, it sounded like an echo into the void, but I no longer have that dial on my bootins. My bootin. But that's okay. I don't need it. I don't need that dial. I have other things. Ooh, that's actually really pretty. Really do enjoy that. I love this brush tool so much. But I need to use like pressure for the pad. And I don't want to like burn out my pad because the way I draw and doodle and do art is I use the lightest touch possible. Because if I don't use the lightest brush possible, I'll break whatever I'm doing. I always tend to break my art. I always break it. Because I'll lose it. I go mental halfway through. Oh, wait. I almost forgot to get me that over there. Oh, the sausage is made. Wait, hold up. There we go. Wait. No, we're not done. All right, now we're done. Or are we? Nope, there I am. I was like, I knew I was forgetting something. That's what I'm talking about. The last few days has been me wandering around the house and I'm like mumbling to myself. I'm like, I know I forgot something. I know I forgot something. I know I forgot something. Like a crazy person. And they're like, what did you forget? And I'm like, I don't know. I know I forgot something though. And then passing out. And then waking up again. Not a healthy cycle. Anyways, I want to do Ert. I want to do a head. That's my head. That's what we're starting at. Right there. We're gonna do a thing. What's the thing we're doing? Oh, I know what I was doing. Okay. My brain had to like compress the little file in my brain to be like, what was the picture again? It's like, oh, that was the picture. That was the one we picked. Really? That was the one we picked? All right. Maybe be like, what are you talking to? I'm talking to myself like a crazy person. Like I am. Everyone likes to remind me. What was the color of it again? Red. That was the color. I like red. Red's the color I am. Red's the color I see every day I look in the mirror. All I see is red. I'm filled with red. Just like every other human. Hmm. Did I use a darker red for that? I did use a darker red for that. This isn't the right red. That is not the right red at all. We go with a darker red. How much darker? That dark. I really do need to do more doodle streams. I just need to like open up my junk and just like start doodling more. Because if I don't doodle more, I'll lose my mind. And the mind is a horrible thing to lose. Never let anyone else tell you otherwise, because it's a tragedy losing a mind. I mean, like, look at Einstein. Do you think we have his brain in a jar? Everyone always like to talk about how wrinkly that old man's brain is, and I'm like, how wrinkly can a brain in a jar be? Yeah, there's so much I want to talk about, but we have time. We have the night. Or I don't know what time it is. If I'm being honest, I kind of made 3 a.m. the time toodle. No, not the time toodle. Clock? No, that's not the word. Title! That's was the word I was looking for because it sounded better. You know, like how Mr. Beast is like, I think $5,674 is a really weak number, so let's just round up to 7,000. I round it up or down. Round it down. That would be to like yesterday if I rounded down. It'd be a big round down. It'd be such a big round down. Round down. I don't know about that first word, but the teto, isn't that the Vocaloid? But everyone's like, that's not a Vocaloid. It's a fan-made Vocaloid. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. I get it. Just drawing what's in my brain, which is pain. I want to doodle the void today. The all-consuming void. I never doodle myself enough to everyone's just like, or like talk about myself enough. And I feel like people always come by and it's just like, ooh, funny guy, not even funny guy, just guy that do game. Well, game over, goodbye. And I'm like, dang, I need to have more streams where I'm just doing more stuff like this, more just like personal junk. Personal junk. Is this personal junk? Maybe. I don't know, but I'm kind of just doing this weird sketch format where I'm just kind of just gonna be working on like maybe like only like 2 or 3 different layers, and everything else will just kind of slowly come out of it. Oop, do. Nope, that's wrong. Wrong. A little bit more right. I like when I wear hoods because my hair does kind of stick up like that out of the hood. And I think it always looks funny. Every time it looks a little funny. I feel like this gray needs to be more gray. And I know I've only drawn 2 shapes. I'm kind of working on like not really like hard bones this time. I'm just kind of winging it, which I do enjoy. Sometimes you gotta wing it. You're doodling. Gotta go for it. Well, my opacity at 9 to 5. Yes. Yes. Yeah. But anyways, I watched the new Amazing Digital Circus episode when it came out. They streamed it live. Really good. But I had a hard time finding it like 3 minutes before. Like when I typed it in, it was like 30,000 reaction channels all trying to react to it live, just trying to like farm views off of it. I'm like, how talentless and shallow do you have to be to just like be piggybacking on like somebody else's creativity like this hard? It's just ridiculous. I don't care how much you like the series. You can like react after it's over. Let the people let Glitch get the views. They worked hard on this. They put money into it. I had to hire people for this. You haven't had to do jack diddly squat. It's just wrong. Just wrong how just view hungry some people are. Yes. I'm gonna let my sleeves dangle because my sleeves are super long because I normally get a huge coat because my arms are super long. And sometimes I let my sleeves just kind of dangle out. That's a little too long. Oop, doop, 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 doo. Unwind, rewind, rewind, rewind. I There's so much that happened this weekend. Honestly, it's really weird. Like the anime My Hero ended, which was sad, but also nice, but also sad, but also really nice, but also sad, but also really nice, but also sad, but also really nice. Sad. I hate when a series I like ends. It sucks every time. Because I'm like, wow, I now know how the series ends or like how everything ends. It's so nice. But then you're like, but there's no more episodes. There's no more books. There's no more chapters. There's no more movies. There's no more anything. It's over. It's gone. And it sucks. Because there's a part of you that's like, dang, I really do like that the characters made it to the end. We're not just like infinitely getting more chapters. Did I have blue jeans or did I have black? I have black pants. I like black pants. I think I had black pants. I do wear black pants. My pants are black. Then my pants, I kind of roll them up at the bottom. I got really weird body proportions. You know what's really weird? You always hear like I hear there's a lot from my other like cousins or like family member or people in just like in the world, and they're like, women, women have such a hard time finding clothes. I can't find anything that fits. It's either I'm fat, I'm tall, I have like big boobs, I have little boobs, I have butt, I got no butt. And it's just like, oh my shoulders or like my hip ratios, or it's like, how can you not find any clothes for yourself? I go to Marshall's and you own the entire store, and I got like 2 racks for menswear. All right, how are there no clothes? You're telling me you can't find anything that fits you in this entire store? I don't believe it for a second. I don't. I can't find anything that fits me. All my clothes are XL. And let me tell you, I'm not like 6'7". I'm not like Shaq, all right, to where I need like XXXL. But none of my clothes fit. I had to had a suit for an event, and we were going to like the fitting, and they had to adjust it like 6 or 7 times because my body's shaped so weird. And it sucks. And I hate it. And I hate when I leave my house and people are like, oh man, I wish I was special. I wish I had a funny thing that made me special. And it's like, no, 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 no. Funny things that make you special. Have you like never read like a book to where people are like, wow, I have this funny little MacGuffin that makes me super special, but like all my families and friends are dead because of it. God, I miss them. And it's like, yeah, that's a really good point. Screw being special. 6'7", 8 foot, yes. Or like the people who are like, man, I wish I had 2 different colored eyes. Or it's like, man, I wish I had red eyes. It's like, let me tell you something. The only people in this world that have red eyes are albinos, and they can't see jack, all right? Half of them are blind. Because the cones in your eyes that let you see colors and all that other stuff that helps you catch light, yeah, they don't got any of that because they're albino. And you'd be like, no, that isn't. It's like, bro, what do you think albinoism is? It's a lack of pigment. You know, the stuff in your skin that gives it color, that stuff in your hair that gives it color, that stuff in your eyeballs that lets you catch color. Yeah, they don't got any of that. They ain't got no pigment. They ain't got no pigment. I like how this could be like the world's fastest sketch I ever did, but I'm just kind of just like having fun, just taking my time. You know, it's really surprising. I was watching some more just like art streams in general, and the amount of people that do art streams and they just like don't talk is like obscene, but also at the same time, it makes sense because when you do art, you gotta like focus and think. Like most people when they do art, they have to like have like the world's greatest focus ever because you just have to be super fixed, super locked in. It's like driving a car. You just got to be locked in the entire time, or else this thing you're making is gonna look like it. There's some black pants. My fingers look weird because I made them weird. My fingers are weird because I made them weird. My shoes look like again. Trying to remember what were my shoes. Did I have shoes? I do have shoes. And you're like, you don't remember what your shoes look like, no one? It's like, it's not so much shoe. It's so much that I like to doodle the shoes a little different because I struggle with the feet part a lot. And it's like, what do you mean you struggle with the foot part a lot? It's like, well, when you doodle and you draw, some people struggle with some other stuff. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not really looking at my feet 24/7, or I'm not really looking at my shoes. So in my brain, trying to visualize shoes and make shoes look good has never been too much of a priority. And I'm not like I'm looking at other people's shoes, so it's kind of hard for me to doodle a shoe because I'm not really staring at shoes all day. I wanna do a good job doodling my shoe. And I think I just might keep it black and white through the moment. Except for my pants. Add the gray. Right there. Because obviously, you know when you have black pants and you roll them up, and then there's like the inside's always a lighter color? Because the dye never reaches all the way through or something. I don't know. I'm not a dye expert. I'm not sitting here tie-dyeing stuff all day. My bad. I feel like there's something stuck on my skin and I'm trying to rip it off. Right, I ripped it off. It was bad. It was just skin. And it may be like, what do you mean you just ripped off skin? It's like, well, it felt weird and I didn't want it on my skin. And then it turned out to just be skin. And now it's not attached to me anymore. And that's my story. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye. No, I'm kidding. Whenever I just ended stream right then and there, wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be wild? Wouldn't that be like insane? And it's like, no one, you haven't streamed for the past like week. What do you mean? You streamed every day, and now it's been like a week, and you've been dead and asleep, and dead and asleep, and it's like, yeah, I did do that. I have been those things. But now I'm less dead. Maybe I'm asleep. Kind of just having fun graying these things out. Not graying them out. Coolering. Coolering. And contemplating the Switch 2. You ever just sit in your room just contemplating the Switch 2? You're like, damn, it's so good, but damn, it's so expensive, but damn, it's so good, but damn, it costs so much money, But damn, it's so good. It's like, maybe I can pay $500. It's like, $500 isn't really that much of an issue. It's the games are $80 a pop. All right, they're an extra 100. By the time you buy 5 games for your Switch 2, you've already spent the exact amount of money that the console was worth. And other consoles, you know, like by the time you spend that amount of money, it's like, well, I already have like a buttload of games. But the Switch 2 is like you buy like 3 games and it's like, dang, that was like $500. I like how I look over and it's like, I saw your Ultra Kill stream. You were playing it wrong. Yeah, that's why I stopped playing it. I don't like Ultra Kill. I never liked Ultra Kill. I know that was a lie. I like Ultra Kill. Ultra Kill's kind of cool, but annoying as hell. I don't like the gameplay. I don't like the button layout. I don't like that my hands just hurt after every time I play it, and everyone's like, that's natural. And it's like, no, my hands shouldn't hurt after playing. When you play a game, you're supposed to feel good. But Ultra Kill doesn't give me that feeling of feel good when you play it. It just feels bad. It's like, yeah, I enjoy the excessive blood. Yeah, the soundtracks do be kind of slapping and bopping. But when I play Ultra Kill, I don't feel good. I feel bad. My hands hurt. Everyone's trying to tell me how to play, and I know I'm playing it wrong. And there's like this learning curve, and there's a bunch of people that do watch you play, and they're like, you're doing it wrong. This is the tech, bro. You're not even using the tech. And it's like, how am I supposed to know the tech if I've never played the game? Exactly. Just color in my coat. I always wanted a red jacket, but I was afraid if I wore a red jacket, it'd just be too much red. I'd just be too much red, the person. And so I always had to wear black. But there's a part of my brain to it's like, I should just get a red coat and I should just wear it. And I should wear more color because I don't wear a lot of color. Because when your hair's a color, like if you dye your hair green and then you start wearing your wardrobe, it's just gonna look weird. It's like you got green hair, but you're wearing like a yellow shirt, and it just like clashes, and it's like, why did you do this? Why? You've known of these consequences. Boop 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 boop. Little crosshatching right there. It don't gotta be great. Gotta be awesome. Also, I wish I could just play Ultra Kill with what's my calls? It's a controller. I don't like that it's just keyboard only. Stupid. I don't like it. And the little ball. The little bell that goes at the end. What color in my shoes? Shoes. Hmm. Let's see. What did I do last time? If I go to save. 456. That is the number. This save for this one. Yeah, see, I went with red, and then I went with a seam on the back and a seam across, under the arch and over the top last time. And then I did the same thing this time over here to where I was like red in the back, a seam over the top, along with the red at the bottom with black pants. That's what I thought it was. But another part of my brain was like, I don't want to do that. But now I'm looking at it again. I'm like, damn, that looks kind of good. So we're gonna do that again. Damn. Cooler. You know, Digimon Time Stranger went on sale, and I was tempted to get it, but it was still $60. And I'm like, damn, this game's on sale, and it's now a normal price game when it's on sale. That's crazy. That's like absolutely insane. It blew my mind thinking about that. It really did, like genuinely. You'd be like, no, no one, it ain't that deep, and I'm like, that deep, but it blew my mind knowing that I'm like, this game is way more expensive, and right now it's not, and it's crazy to me that it is. And then I was like, if I get Time Stranger, I'm just gonna get some fucker that just shows up, and they're gonna be like, Pokemon's better. It's like, yeah, why is Time Stranger better then? Hmm? I really do like the people that exist online right now, and they're like trying to justify why like Pokemon Zaw is better than Time Stranger, but like honestly, I see everyone playing Pokemon Zaw, and they're not that happy. Like genuinely, they're like, yeah, it's Pokemon, it's whatever, and it's like, yeah, that's okay, I guess. Or they're on like the world's largest amount of copium, and then there's just like Time Stranger with like, I'm not saying like Pokemon ZA is like our garbage dumpster game and your garbage dumpster if you like it. I'm just saying, Time Stranger made a game, or Capcom made a game, and it was better than Pokemon, even though everyone's like, that's just Pokemon clone. I'm like, yeah, you can say a Pokemon clone or whatever. But at the end of the day, we get to ride our Digimon. We get to like do all the cool things you wanted ZA to do. And what's it calls it? It just sucks. It sucks that Pokemon couldn't give or deliver on any of the stuff that fans wanted. And I feel bad for fans, but also at the same time, screw Pokemon fans. They annoy me. Ooh, that was a crispy crack. Hmm. I made myself too thick. The arm is supposed to be skinnier, along with the hip. See, this is what happens when you just kind of hip fire your art. The proportions are always going to be a little out of whack. I could fix it. Feel like it, but I should fix it. I'm going to. Why is the opacity for the eraser half of what it should be? Check that out. Way better. Way better. That. I also gotta go. I gotta open up the Twitch side, even though I'm so used to not looking at Twitch at this point. Why don't you look at Twitch? It's like, cause I'm never gonna get any viewers. I ain't. This is how it is, and that's okay. Doesn't matter how many shorts I post on TikTok. It doesn't matter how much I want it. That's reality. It's crushing. It's horrible. Makes me lose my mind. No, I've lost it already. There. Nice line right there to where that kind of wrinkles. Maybe like, why are we adding a little bit of color shadow to this marker mess? And it's like, I kind of like that it looks like a marker mess. And I want to drink more Dr. Pepper. Yeah, that's crazy. I was like watching a bunch of tutorials after the last art stream. And most people who are like, I'm a professional artist that do digital art, they just have like a bunch of custom buttons. And it's like, yeah, I get it. You got to make like the custom buttons and the custom brushes. But the custom brushes do like 99% of their work. And it's like, yeah, but like, how would you do this if, you know, you were doing this with a pencil and like nobody does it? And I'm like, does no one have any talent? Is that it? Like, if I've been living my life and nobody have any artistic talent and I just didn't know it? Like nobody? Standing in the all-consuming void. Behold the void! You have behold. The void. Nyx Prime, hello. It just kind of turned out like that. I didn't choose to look like this. I didn't choose to look like this. It's based, my model is based off how I actually looked. Not looked, but look. So I do have wacky red hair. I do have a big goofy smile that make people go, ooh. And, I don't have a cat. I mean, I do have a cat, but its name isn't Husk, and it's a girl cat, alright? But I look the way I do, so my little model looks the way it does because I look the way I do. And it has a bunch of little stuff from a bunch of different series I liked, little stuff, little nods, little references that only I know. And there's no way you would know because I water them down so much you never would know. And it's like all your my favorite things bashed into this model. Anyways, I figure out how do I want to do this. How do I want to do this? Finish my little guy in the middle. Ooh. I have all this canvas left. I have like 30 different ideas, and the hard part is just picking one. But you see other people and their models are like, man, I like the slimes from D&D, so it's based off a slime. And IRL is built like a smiling character. And you're like, what do you mean by a smiling character, no one? Well, there's certain characters in fiction that are always smiling, whether for good or for bad, you know, like the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland, or like that one Studio Ghibli film. I never watched that one. I think it was like My Neighbor like Totoro or something, where there's like the bus and your neighbor Totoro that's always smiling. Sans would actually be classified, or I would classify it as a smiling character because he's always smiling. And honestly, there's no point in making a character if it's not always smiling. Also, the smile's based off the stuff I've been drawing since I was like 4 years old. So like I always drew this smile on all my characters. And I'm like, it's important to me, and it has to be on the model. It has to be on the model. There's no point. All right. There's no point in having a VTuber model that's sad. Nobody wants to see somebody that's just on your screen, just be sad the entire time. There has to be something wrong with you. I always be walking around too, and people be like, why are you smiling? It's like, I can't be happy. I can't be happy all the time. That, and I just always smile anyways. Like, always. I don't like going to funerals. I went to a funeral once, and someone's like, "Why are you smiling?" And I was like, "Oops," and I had to stop smiling because I have to be conscious. I have to consciously do my best not to smile at inappropriate times and or laugh. There's one time that was really bad, but I'm not going to talk about it. But I'll leave it to your imagination, to where I was just like maniacally laughing and smiling and rolling around on the ground, literally. And it was possibly the most depressing thing you would ever possibly think of. And I'm also nervous because my one relative always brings it up every Christmas, every time I see them, and it sucks every single time. And it sucks. Also, did I say how much I like the name Nyx Prime? It reminds me of Warframe, and I love Warframe. Changing the subject, I'm segueing to a different thing. But yeah, I have a lot of similarities with Alistair, but none of them are like things to where I'm like, oh my gosh, when I do this, I'm not like just like ripping off Vivzy. It's just like how things shook out, you know? Like Taskmaster and Deadpool, or like Deadpool and Twice, or like Spider-Man and Deadpool. I don't know why these are all comparisons to Deadpool, even though Deadpool wasn't even like the original. I'm pretty sure it was Taskmaster from DC. See that right there, the Nyx Prime thing too. It's just how it is, and it's how it always be. It always will continue to be. I want to do the smudgy tool. What do I? Oh, it's on erase. Do I not have a color selected on the smudgy tool? Oh no, I have smudgy erase. Why do I have smudgy erase on? Ooh. Okay. That. No. Getting somewhere now. I don't think we're doing the tendrils this time. This time. But yeah, I do want to do more doodling streams where I just get to like chat to you guys and just chat about myself, because whenever I play games, it's always hard to like talk about myself because I'm realizing that more viewers just want to know. I don't want to say like more about me, but it's one of those things where it's like it's hard to like care about a random person on the internet if they're just like, what's the words I'm looking for? Um, you know nothing about them. Like they could have like a funny joke in a stream, but it's like, who is this person? Is this person like a cool person, or do they have like all the emotional depth of a puddle of water, you know? Like, you ever see all those IRL streamers? Like, all those IRL streamers are, like, shallow as hell. Like, it's kind of hard not to take offense to that, but, like, honestly, I tried watching some IRL streams, and it's, like, screaming, them offending somebody, or just rage baiting or gaslighting their audience, and I'm just like, bro, how do you like this? This is like some, like, 9-year-old, like, you watch Skibbity Toilet, and then you decided it was your new personality type mentality. Yeah, name that one Shadow. I gotta start giving these names, or else I'll start forgetting. And it's hard not to take offense to that comment, but like, also, yeah, it really comes up to mind because it was like the Streamer Awards. Oh my god, the Stream Awards. If you guys know what that is or seen that, it was such a mess. Like, I haven't heard anything popular about it, and the lady that did do it, um, she's just kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? I've never heard of the person that hosted the Stream Awards, and I don't know anything about them, and I don't want to know anything about them. I don't think they're entertaining. Like, they don't do anything. Like IRL streamers, like, they don't do art, they don't make music, they don't create anything. They just rage bait, gaslight, yell, and scream. And there's a few of them that are really good. Like, I think I Show Speeds, like, he's pretty all right. Like, he does content. Like Mr. Beast, like, he does content. Like, they make stuff. They do stuff, you know? I mean, like, you can like Skibidi Toy, but there's some people that are like, they take it way too far. I want to do this. Mm. No. Maybe? No. Yes? No. Talking to myself again. Use the bout of insanity while I consult with my brain about our art piece and how we doing this. Yeah, we do it like this. This looks good. I like that. I like that donut. We're working our way out now. If you don't know, and you don't paint, and you don't draw, you always work from the center. Because if you work from the center, you can't smudge working from the edge in. Because if you work from the edges in, you're wrong. All right? You work from the center out. And you'd be like, no, that's so much harder. And it's like, yeah, it is harder. All right? But you don't want, like, to get done making your masterpiece and then see a bunch of smudgy little greasy fingerprints all over it, or that you took the side of your hand and you just swiped half of it away in, like, a moment of, like, I don't know, insanity. Goodbye, Nyx Prime. Hope you stop by again. I'm trying to think how I want to do this. No, not like that. Get rid of that. Like an extra one, just in case. You know, we're going 4 different directions. The left-handed writing experience to where everything is just smudged. That's so real. Hmm. Why is that a little bit of shadow not? It should. Whatever. Whatever. We're just gonna work with what we got. Which is an idea, a thought, a passing, a little spark of inspiration with faces. So many faces. My brain, right now, I'm just crunching I'm compiling the files in my brain right now. Plotting this out. I'm planning this out. I'm plotting and planning. No, too thick. Make it thin. Hello, ghost, and welcome. I'm just plotting, planning my next little. Do that. Wait, is that too thick? Is that too thin? I want more line. Wait. I think I want to use the brush tool. You know, my strong suit was never doing the perfect line. The perfect line, I always struggled with it. What's the perfect line? Well, it's basically a line that's singular and uniform, but you can never just get it right, you know? It's like trying to do a perfect circle. It's like, unless you've practiced for like hours and hours, and it's 3 a.m. for me. Or is it 3 a.m.? I don't know. I stopped looking at the clock hours ago. Never gonna get it right. I think I'm doing this wrong. I think I should start with the smiles. The smiles are probably the best part. Or the best place to start. You're like, what do you mean, the smile? The smiles. The smiles that live in my brain. Just start there and then make the face around those. Here's a hot take. You ready for a hot take? I think dinosaurs are overrated. I think dinosaurs are cool. Oh, there's those people that are, oh, dinosaurs are my personality. And I'm like, dog, I get it. Dinosaurs kick ass. But at the same time, why is it always got to be dinosaurs? I know there's always, I like dinosaurs though. I like that they all died to a big rock. I think that's pretty cool. Exactly. You get it. Big lizard. But not like Godzilla. Godzilla's a different. That's a radioactive lizard. Now that guy, he's got something going on. And I know it's a hot take. It's not like I'm like, oh my gosh, this is fact. Dinosaurs are uncool. No, I get it. Dinosaurs are badass. But also at the same time, I've seen the bones. I've been to museums. I saw a T-Rex. Has bones. It was pretty badass. I will not lie nor deny. But, I don't know. I don't know. Want to. I like how right now I just have my head completely at a 90-degree angle. I know you can't see it, but my head is cranked all the way to... What's this direction? You know, the direction that isn't right. Left, that's it. Okay, yeah, definitely left. Or was it left? No, there's only two directions. Another reason I haven't streamed lately. I'm forgetting words. But like more so than usual. It's kind of hard to stream to people when you were like, dang, like, what was the word for that one direction, you know? That other direction that isn't north, west, south, or east. South, that was it. You know? Even though I just did that. We're gonna put some eyeballs. I don't want to try and jam too much in this piece, because if I try jamming too much in, it'll just start looking like shit. Last week, someone in my science class said that's actually a dinosaur don't exist, and they're just lies made by scientists, and the entire class just stared at them. Bro, you had one of those people that were like, bro, evolution doesn't exist. You were a fish that then proceeded to have sex with another fish until eventually it became a monkey, and that monkey became people. I do respect the sticking by your beliefs or whatever, but at the same time, it's like you can't just like walk up to someone and be like, "Yeah, all science is wrong." It's like, bro, what do you want to do next? You want to try and disprove buoyancy? Be my guest. Do you not believe in the laws of aerodynamics now? Do you not believe that airplanes generate lift so they can fly through the air? I mean, like, be my guest, bro. But at the end of the day, that airplane needs to fly, and you need to get on it. You know what I hate most? And it's not the people who deny evolution or anything, or it's not the people who are like, oh my gosh, this is like, um, some like weird Scientology stuff. This thing that annoys the hell out of me more than anything else, and it is the anti-vaxxers. Oh my god, anti-vaxxers make me want to scream. I can be like, yo, I understand. You don't want to like do something because of your religion or your beliefs. That's okay. I can get behind that. That's on you. But it's like, bro, you're running up to me and you're trying to tell me Like, this vaccine's gonna make me mentally, what's the word I'm looking for? No, I'm just gonna straight up and just say it, just mentally retarded. It's like, bro, this vaccine's not gonna make you retarded. It's like, bro, I read an article online. It's like, bro, you're right. And Trump was right about the Tylenol, everybody. When I used to have a friend, I used to know a person that was like this, and I'm like, guy, I'm like, this is how a vaccine works, and I'm like, and that's exactly how it works. And it's like, no, my body's a temple, and I don't want to do that, and it's against our religion, whatever. And it's like, bro, it's either A, you believe it, or B, why is this always popping up? This has always been popping up on my computer. Go away. I don't care about the current news articles. Go away. Shoo. There we go. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Just tell me you don't want to take the vaccine. All right? Just tell me you don't want to get hit with the needle. It's okay if you're scared of the needle, bro. You don't gotta hide it behind like a bunch of like other junk, like my religion and beliefs and all this stuff. It's like, bro, I haven't seen you touch a Bible or a church or even do one thing in 3 years. Goodbye, ghost. And it's okay. It's okay. You're a weenie, and you don't want to get poked with the needle. And a lot of people will be like, "Why are we talking about this on stream?" Because it's my stream. I'm gonna talk about whatever random junk I can think of. My brain wants to talk about random, not random, but oh, I erased that. Don't erase that. I need that. Yeah, it seems really weird to be like, yo, I just realized why people in America learn to speak Spanish, and it's to speak to people from Mexico. And I'm like, isn't that the whole point? Is speak to people from other countries? That's why you learn that country's language. I'm gonna leave the coloring in this really nice, fine, uh, Second, I guess. Gotta do this really quick. Quick color. All right. But yeah, it's just speak to people from other places of the world. Why people learn languages and other junk like that, you know? But yeah, America learns a lot of Spanish because that's their border. They live right next to Mexico, and people in Mexico speak Spanish. And if you're jumping between the borders, or you're from Mexico and you go to what's its face, America, or you're from America and you go to Mexico, you're just gonna end up learning both the languages, English and Spanish. Is thumb? Oh, I remember thumb. No, maybe. No, maybe. Well, she. Right now, just doing the things that torment me, the thoughts, the feelings, the never-ending thoughts. So many thoughts. A lot of them bad. A surprising number of them are bad. You know, I was watching a bunch of streams earlier, a bunch of other just like VTuber nonsense, and sometimes when I'm watching like other junk, like VTuber nonsense, I'm not sure if other people feel this way, but like there's this feeling I get where I'm like, I'm really happy that these people are successful, and I wouldn't call it like envy or jealousy or anything like that, but it's one of those things to where you're like, wow, I'm sitting here like a bum doing nothing when I could be out there learning a skill, making songs, doing stuff, and being better, and I'm not. And it makes you feel bad, you know? And there was one recently that just really like got my head. And it was just like some new VTuber, and I'm like, dang, I know exactly who this VTuber is because they have another channel. And I'm not sure if you know what I'm talking about, but this is just for like future reference. It's the crocodile one, by the way. And I'm like, yeah, this is definitely a different channel that I definitely know the name of at this present name and time. Name and time? Time and place? Ooh, wait, I gotta Mm. Also, do you draw like outlines of what you will draw before drawing a lot of your art? Do this or no? I mean, like a lot of artists do the sketch, which is I tried to do on stream, but for the longest time, I always just kind of raw dogged it. So like dogging like this to where I'm just like jumping in and just kind of going, just kind of works better. And then editing on the fly. I mean, like, I'll do outlines and stuff like that if I have like a bunch of future plans for the drawing. Like if it's for like a model or like a loading screen or like a please stand by screen type dealio, it definitely will be what's the word I'm looking for? Edited. Um I'm trying to figure out the other faces. Uh yeah, that looks pretty right. Yeah. Yeah. These all will be shadows, by the way. They won't be full figures. Full figures in the future, definitely, but for now, a little prelude of what I'll probably be doing. This is what these dudes will just be little preludes for future stuff. If I ever get like crazy like cash and money and it's like, bro, let's make a new model, like these will all be like crazy different variant of models. Because I have like a mountain of sketchbooks with all these dudes tumbling about with their wonderful smiles. Mm, hmm. Now, part of my brain's like, do I make them different colors? And I'm like, no, they're all red, like me, because they're me. But they shouldn't be red. Do I do mouth open? Mouth open looks stupid as hell, unless... No. That's not right. More snakish is much more right than big and goofy. Yeah. Edges. That. Hmm. Hmm. Hot take, actual aliens built the pyramids, bro. I don't think that's even that hot of a take. I do think the Egyptians had alien slaves. No, what if that was a real take? Like people were like, "Yo, aliens aliens didn't build them, people built them by enslaving aliens. Therefore, people built the pyramids." But I know what you mean. What you mean? I understand the original intention. Oh, yeah, give me a little bit of right there. No. Mm, more red there. Hmm. There. We'll make it a bit better. Right now, I'm just trying to get some good highlighted bits before I start coloring it all in. Make some bits thicker than others. You watch Smiling Friends? I see some clips of Smiling Friends, but I haven't watched it because I don't have um HBO. I haven't thought about bootlegging it yet or pirating it. I used to pirate all my shows, and now I'm just like, I don't feel like going through the effort anymore. But you may be like, wow, that's low-key sad. And it's like, yeah, it kind of is. I won't deny it. Let's start doing a little bit of cooler. That there. Start blocking it out now. I like how that show is just super internet coded, Smiling Friends. Because that's what it is. It's just internet coded. That's how people describe it. And I'm like, you know what? That's kind of really accurate. Calling it internet coded. Because that's what it is. Because it's just the dudes who write it would just originally had a YouTube channel and they still have it and it still exists. And you should definitely check it out. I think it's like Oni Plays. I think that's the name of their channel for Smiling Friends. And literally all of the Smiling Friends jokes, it's just like their podcast to where it's just them just having a good time the entire time on their podcast. Uh Whoops, I wanted black. I wanted black. Not that color. There we go. Vapor, hello. What are you doing in my FYP? Does that phrase G stands for you page still, or does that stand for something else now? Because I'm just lurking if I'm in your For You page. I'm just lurking, and I'm plotting, and I'm planning, I'm doodling. I'm having a mental breakdown off stream. Sometimes on stream. Most of the time on stream. I feel bad, though. I haven't streamed much lately. My eye's been twitchy. You're like, twitchy eye? And it's like, yeah, twitchy eye. Just been twitching a lot. It's kind of hard to stream when your eyes be twitching. Not like Twitch, like the application. No, no, no. It's like they're just like having like spasms, little spasms. I'll get a little bit more red right there. Luke. Blook. I do want to watch Smiling Friends, though. I keep on thinking about it now because you put it in my brain. I'm like, dang, I want to watch Smiling Friends. I need to crank the 45, no, the volume of the 45 for a live stream. Yeah, I tend to try and keep my volume, like, lowish, so I'm not blowing out people's speakers all the time. And my software is like, yo, you're peaking right now. And it's just like, I just got one of them weird voices that don't travel well over the airwaves. In reality, everyone's like, shut the hell up. You're too loud. But now I'm on stream. It's like, why the hell am I not registering? It's really weird. I've been trying to figure it out for a while. I haven't been able to figure it out, and it sucks. But I hope you've been well. You're not vaping too hard, vapor. I never got the hype behind the vape, you know? I know a bunch of people that do vape, and I'm like, what's the appeal? And they're like, you get a head high. And I'm like, is that it? And it's like, yup, that's it. You get a head high. You get a funny little feeling in your head for 13 seconds max. And I'm like, that's so not worth. That's so not worth. You're risking your life with your vape, and you're not even risking your life. You know, it's crazy to think about the current generation of people, like, you know, like the people who are now like 50 or something, like that generation of people, they grew up smoking, their parents smoked, and it was like crazy because it was like the people or like the kids and teenagers in like the early 2000s, cigarette sales apparently hit an all-time low, and everyone's like, holy crap, we're gonna beat addiction. And I was like, that's really cool. And apparently the statistics was like, yo, as soon as vapes came out, everybody immediately folded. They were like, shit, blue raspberry smoke? Oh, yeah, get me in all this. And everyone just folded. It was just an instant fold. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, we were almost the generation that beat cigarettes and addiction. And we gave it up for fruity fart stick that you can huff. We gave up beating smoking for fat clouds. Was it worth it? I'm gonna leave that to you to decide whether or not that was worth. Some people will be like, bro, you don't understand. Minecraft, the flavor that's not marketed to children, is the best vape cloud flavor. And I'm like, fair enough. Just thoughts that go through my brain occasionally. Almost beating out an entire corporation business all in one generation. But nope. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. There's something really satisfying about just making solid black faces or just like silhouettes. I really do like silhouettes. Silhouettes are really nice. They're really fun to draw because You start off with a lot of detail, and then you're like, shoot, I'm doing a shit silhouette. I don't gotta do all this detail. And it's kind of nice. And when you're done, not nice, but you have to think about the poses and the other junk to make it look good. Like carving a jack-o'-lantern. Yeah, that's 100% true, KU, to where it's like, yo, people are like, yo, it's healthier. And it's like, bro, it's not healthier. It's new. We just don't know. Like, for all I know, in 10 years, you're just gonna, like, spontaneously combust. And we didn't know it. Because vaping hasn't been around long enough for people to be like, dang, we shouldn't do that. That's bad. Do I need to spend like $40 on a game that is supposed to be like 1 cent in other countries? No, absolutely not. Also, what game are you talking about? There's like no games that are like that, I'm pretty sure. Is there? There's some games where I'm like, dang, this game should be a lot cheaper. And it ain't. Mainly Nintendo games. I miss old Nintendo. They were like, yo, Nintendo used to be like the thing you got your kid when you were on a budget and you wanted to give them something fun and family friendly. And now Nintendo's like, no, we need more money. That's right, Mario. Jump, bounce those little plumber booties. We need more money. Yeah, Asia's got weird pricing for stuff. You know what I hate? When China's like, we don't like this video game, and then we get stuff taken away from us. It's stupid as hell. I hate it. I hate when I lose in-game features because China didn't like them. And the game company's like, well, guys, sorry, gamers. China didn't like that very much. You're gonna lose it now. And it's just like, hey, hold up. You don't have to take this away from all of us. The Chinese players can just, just sit there and mauled because they're in China and we're not. And it's like, nope, we gotta take it away, guys. Like, damn it. I like that game feature. Like, a daily login feature that, like, could be like, I don't know, let's say it just rolls a slot machine. China will be like, oh, that's gambling in the game. Take it out. It's stupid as hell. I've seen a few games do it too, and I'm like, oh. Thankfully, none of the big mega like AAA games because they got like a mountain of lawyers to get around all that hogwash. Something relaxing about just doing the coolering part. Mm. No, no, no. No, that is wrong. Hmm. Hmm. It should just be that-ish. No, that. I don't like that right there. Like that. Maybe. Right now, I'm just having one of those moments where I'm like, this is framed at the moment. Let's erase that for that. Base bit right there. You know, I never played Half-Life. A lot of people are like, Half-Life, the best game ever made. And I'm like, I never played it. And I should. I want to. Everyone's always gassing it up. And I'm going to be honest. I feel like I'm going to play Half-Life. And it's just going to be one of those situations where I'm like, I'm going to be expecting a lot. And it's going to be not what I expected. At all. And that's okay. Hmm. I do like the swirls from before. Mm, mm, hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna come back to the clown. Top of the other side of the page. My bad. I was deep in thought. And also considering more Dr. Pepper. Is more Dr. Pepper warranted? Have I had enough? I've probably had enough. Shooter. That little bit out there. Oh, I should get my other thoughts in order. What are my thoughts again? How do I want to depict this now? Got the other two faces down. They look good, I think. I think they look passable. Passable would be a good word. But I want... Dude person is a real person. Dude person is indeed a real person. Oh, that's what I wanted. Okay. Uh, do this. No. Get away. No, 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 no. No, I'm just kind of raw dogging it. I'm adjusting. I'm doodling. I'm readjusting. Rewriting. Rethinking. Just one too big. One way just big. Big. Size that up. Erase. All right. Restart. You know, Jimmy Fallon, is that the guy that lost his job this year? They just took him off the air because his ratings was down. And then he just said a bunch of really bad stuff about the political assassination that happened this year. A lot of people were like, no, 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 we took him down because his ratings are down. I'm like, no, bro definitely got taken down because he said a bunch of really not okay stuff. I know this looks whack as hell right now, but this is just a idea. Just boop, boop. Hmm. Hmm. Mr. Burns would be on the Epstein logs, not because he's like crazy, but because he's rich and fictional. What I find funny when people are like, oh my gosh, you're literally gooning to like, I don't know, like an anime character. And it's like, bro, honestly, the worst things to goon to. Genuinely. After this year too, it's like, bro, are there so much worse things to goon to? And it's like, if the worst thing you do is goon to a fictional character, honestly, way better than stuff that happened this year. Will I elaborate on the stuff that happened this year? No, because this year's almost over. We only got like another like what 15, 16 days left in this year. We got like 2 weeks. I want to do these eyes. Do I want to do this? That's evil. The Roblox goon is terrible. Oh my god. The Roblox goon? I can't even make that up. Genuinely, I could not make that up for the life of me. Hmm. I don't want no that. Hmm. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. We'll do fine tunes after coloring this all in. We'll do fine tuning later. Cooler, cooler, cooler. Whoops, no. Size up. There we go. Taking too long with the one I had before. Speed it up. Black that out. This is one of those art pieces where I'm like, I always try doing it in my sketchbook, but I chew through like half a pencil and I'm like, well, dang, this isn't working. I'll never get the black I wanted, or I'll never get a deep enough color. And if I did use ink, the paper would just like buckle and just disintegrate because I'm hitting it with so much ink and paint. Because, you know, when you get paper wet, it like buckles and wrinkles and folds and it just wants to contract. For some reason, that's just how paper works. I shouldn't say contract, but it'll start to expand. My bad. Wrong one. Because it got wet and it's soaking up all that water and liquid. Water and liquid. Bigger. Them's or one of them's and out. I want to increase this size again. Zoom in. The last one's gonna be tricky. How should I do this last one? I already have a plot in my brain, but I'm not sure if it's the correct plot. I want something real quick. Nope. That's not right. They hollow. Hmm. You know, this is one I never really drew this much. It was more of like a concept than anything versus like a physical thing. This last face or character, this one was more of a idea kind of. Idea. Idea. Um, well, the only way this one's gonna get done if I start just putting stuff down on the page. Let's just start putting stuff down on the page and see what sticks. Angry eyes, just some like generic angry eyes. No, that's not it. That's not right. It's hard to put an image to a feeling, you know? This is looking too human, though. I like that. I like this is looking too human. Undo. Undo. Want to... Let's zoom in first. This one always felt more of a scenery thing when also I looked over and I see that I see you over there with the Deltarune for when. Well, when's chapter 5 coming out for Deltarune? Have you heard anything about that? What about chapter 5 for Deltarune? When? Chapter 5, when? 5 and 6, Toby. When 5 and 6 for Deltarune? I want it. I'm not doing 4 until I see a date for 5 and 6. Because as soon as I do 4, I'm going to be like all the other chumps out there in the world. And they're like, I want to Deltarune. But I can't because he hasn't made the other bits yet. Half-Life 3 is never coming. The heat death of the universe will happen before we have Half-Life 3. Also because Valve just doesn't make games anymore. Like, I'm pretty sure they just don't. I'm gonna save this. I need to look at one of my other images real quick. I'm gonna hit save a second time. Save. All right, so like 5 is coming second half of 2026, so that's when it's happening, you know? When I get an official release date for Chapter 5, I'll go to Chapter 4 for Deltarune. I want to see him say it. I want to see it on the Steam. I already got tricked once. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's in full release! No, I haven't reached full release! Quickly, go to Steam, buy Deltarune!" And I bought it, and I was fooled. Everyone tricked me. It was half of a game. I paid for half of a game for Deltarune. I gotta say, load of bullshit. A whole load of bullshit. Give me a second to black this out. I'm gonna work with negative on this side, I think. Bro, I don't believe Toby Fox is gonna make 16 chapters for his game. Holy shit. If Toby Fox makes 16 chapters for Deltarune, that's gonna be stupid. I thought it was gonna be like 8 because that's how many empty slots are in the menu so far. And I'm like, I can see him doing 8. But 16? No way he's doing 16. I don't believe it for a goddamn minute. He's doing 16. Mm. I'm doing this one a little bit backwards right now. I'm sorry, I went quiet. I was thinking real hard. Like I said, like a lot of streamers when they do art streams, they have like a plan or like an outline or something. But I'm just like I'm making this up as I go a little bit. I'm working off feelings. Hmm. Let's make this far bigger. Hmm. No. No, no, no. Bit to that guy. Mm. I'll make it bigger. Add that back. Back. Mm. Hmm. Dish. Do that. I'm sorry, I wasn't talking. I'm just really, really deep in the thoughts right now. I'm just trying to get these shapes blotted down. And my part of my brain's like, okay, these two on the left are a little bit more. I like leave them a little less detailed for now. And the other two more detailed. Only because the other two I think might be stuff I might do in the future, and if I do it all now in this one image, a lot of the stuff in the future will be like, "You're just re-editing stuff." Inside Out, Mark Zuckerberg edition. Aren't they all just lizards if it's Mark Zuckerberg? I'm pretty sure that just makes them all lizards. This last one I'm not too happy about, but the other three I'm very happy about. But for now, we're gonna get them all a little bit more red. Spots, I think, matter a little bit more. Realize. There-ish. I don't like that one there. I asked for no pickles and they gave me the McPickle Pounder. That's a classic. Oh, classic. Classic, classic. Gibberish. You know, speaking of pickles, I miss the McRib. I want the McRib so bad. I yearn for that sandwich so bad. Don't understand. I want the McRib. And you're like, what's a McRib? A McRib is ribs on a sandwich, followed by the sauce on the ribs, followed by onions, followed by pickles, and then that's all it's just ribs, sauce, onions, pickles, and then bun. It's so good. No, it's just rib meat, but oh my god. Unneeded. I don't think that's a real burger, KU, the Saddam burger. I don't know what a Saturn burger is. Honestly, no, I'm thinking about it. Maybe it's a thing and I don't know what it is. I want to know what it is. Don't know what it is. Oh, okay, that makes sense now. I was about to say, I'm like, gotta be like the schlang for something. Yeah, I definitely had a bunch of hamburgers that were the lettuce was just coming out of the bun. I got a whole bunch of coming out. I need some ones with some fat fingers. Where my fat fingers at? That's the zoom button. Why do I keep on hitting the zoom button? Think it's the finger button. There is no finger button, by the way. Having one of those moments where I'm just kind of just like enjoying doodling in silence. Damn, that's trippy. Yeah, I think the third one was the strongest one by design, honestly. Yeah, my line work on this one's just like a fucking mess, but I'm just there. Just a little bit more. Time to admire. Mm. I really do like how this one turned out. Let's just try and get like 4 of them in the frame. Corner right there-ish. How long has it been? It's only been 2 hours. All right, so I do want to do more stuff this stream, but unfortunately, I don't feel well. This is already one of those streams where I was kind of pushing it and streaming when I shouldn't be, when I should be resting, but I'm still unwell. This made me feel a lot better, though, honestly, this stream. And we may be doing more today or tomorrow, whichever one it may be for you. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching. We got a Discord down in the description to let you know when stream starts and if there's any delays or if anything bad happens. Like all week, it's just been all bad. And I haven't been able to stream. And it sucks. And I do want to stream every day if I can. And I try my best to, but sometimes it just don't work out that way. And it sucks. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. It helps a lot. And I'm sorry I haven't been around. And I'm going to try and be around more when I'm feeling better. And I hate that this is short, but one of my eyeballs is being weird. And I can't really help it. But for now, just thank you so much for watching. I am going to say goodbye to you. So good night or good day, whatever time it may be for you. And just goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. I gotta hit this or else I'm gonna say thank you forever.